Hello, everybody. Welcome to This Day. It is Thursday, January 14th, and we have a couple meetings to tell you about. At 10 o'clock this morning, we have the third Mutual Garden Villas Association meeting, and that will be virtual. And at 1:30, we have the GRF Community Activities Committee meeting, and that will be at 1:30, and both of those can be watched at lagunawoodsvillage.com/meetings. Now, let's go ahead and tell you who's on our show. We have O'Connor Mortuary, very nice folks, and then we have the Reformed Temple of Laguna Woods. Let's go ahead and take a look at our weather. It is looking quite warm this week. It is going to be on the warm side today, 81-58, and then tomorrow we have 82-56, very nice with sunshine. Saturday, 83-55, and then Sunday, 77-55, very nice. And I've got a BEA beautiful up there because it is going to be very nice. And then Monday we have 74-55. And our sunrise this morning is 6:55, and our sunset was 5:05. Thank you, Sheila Rafoy, for sending in this beautiful photo of the beach. And if you have a great photo you'd like to share with us, please send to Laguna Woods Village TV at gmail.com. All right, when we come back, we will have O'Connor Mortuary. Stay tuned.
My father was a quiet man, and honesty was premier. Prior to his passing, it was emotional. The folks at O'Connor made it easier. They just went over and above and helped me get through this. If you have to go through this process, stop by O'Connor. You will not be disappointed.
At O'Connor Mortuary, our commitment is to serve our community with care and compassion.
Welcome back. Well, today I have Becky and Joe who are here on behalf of O'Connor Mortuary. Well, thank you both for joining me. Trying times, and it has been for, 9 months now. And I'm sorry we haven't had you on earlier, but I guess now is more appropriate than ever. So thank you both for joining me today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, thank you.
So in regards to what we're dealing with right now, how has that changed the face of your business? And either person can, we're having a conversation, so anybody can jump in.
Sure. Well, it's really an extraordinary time that we're experiencing right now. And it's really made us think about how we're operating. We're a purpose-driven company where we have a purpose of healing hearts, inspiring trust, and comforting souls. And that's really the foundation for how we operate, regardless of what time it is and however busy we are. So that's really the foundation for us. And it is extraordinary, but we have extraordinary people and who are doing really extraordinary things for families.
And Becky, how about you? Each of you operate in different capacities. What are you experiencing?
Well, as you said, we've been at this for 9-10 months now in this pandemic, and the grief that people are experiencing is so complicated due to the pandemic. So many times we're seeing families that they're not able to do exactly what they had originally planned on doing, as far as, marking the death, creating ceremony for their loved one who has died. And I think what I know our team really does a wonderful job is coming alongside these families. Very first thing, saying, take a breath. We're going to get through this together. We're going to help you. And we're going to talk with you about the things that we still can do. And I think that's so important for all of us, regardless of our walk in life during these times, is to remember that resilience that we have, and focusing on, let's talk about what we can do. There are a lot of things that are out of our control, and let's focus on what we can control, what we can do. So really, really helping those grieving families with a little bit of peace, knowing that, okay, we can still do this with the help of the O'Connor team.
And that's something that you want to probably do in everyday life, right? You want
Absolutely.
you want to not worry about what you can't control. And obviously, so much has been out of our control for so long now that people are just, going stir crazy for most part. And then, of course, like you mentioned, you've got people who, one, are losing loved ones and they can't even see them, which has got to be just horrendous.
Yes, it is very heartbreaking for families who can't be in maybe a skilled nursing or an assisted living or at the hospital when their person dies. And so we have, throughout this pandemic, throughout these unusual times, really been that place for the family to come and spend time with their loved one. They couldn't be there when the person actually died, but we do have a very beautiful space that families can come in and spend time with their person. So that's one of those things that you couldn't do that, but let's talk about what we can do. And
Right.
so it never replaces that moment, yet it does give so many people comfort to know that at least they have that that ability to spend time.
Yeah,
Gosh.
it really ends up being a place of comfort for the families. Even if it's a brief moment that they get to spend with their loved one, or however long it is, we do accommodate that because we do know how important it is for their grief journey to be able to say goodbye. They may not have been able to do that at the hospital or the nursing facility, but they can certainly do it. What we make accommodations to make that happen.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of the changes that you've had to make to be able to accommodate these folks who are dealing with these types of folks passing away. Becky, what are some things that you've had to change?
Well, I think one of the things that I'm so proud of with O'Connor is very early on, we adapted a very stringent cleaning and safety protocol, wearing masks, limiting the number of people who are in our building, separate entrance and exits. And really, so we have been fortunate to have a very healthy staff through all of this, yet also bringing that peace of mind to families. We can't have the numbers of people that we had in the past. We have had to adjust that for the safety of the individuals coming into the mortuary and the safety of our team. Mm-hmm. Now we're seeing with the hospitals being as impacted as they are and the number of COVID deaths that we're experiencing here in Orange County, we have seen an increase in the demand for our services and the need for our services within our profession. And so we are doing everything in our ability to serve every family as they come into our care. And we have put extra measures in place so that we're able to continue to transfer people into our care and meet with our families. That is something that we could meet with a family within 24 hours. And right now we're asking families that it may be a few days before we can do our virtual or our phone appointment with you. And people have been very, very understanding of that. Do you have anything you wanted to add to that?
Well, I was going to say, you spoke into it a little bit about the virtual appointments. So right now, I think probably about 70% of the families we're serving currently are opting to do virtual appointments, either just by phone or through Zoom or GoToMeeting. So that's one change that we've made. And really over this last 9 or 10 months, we've seen the restrictions go from allowing 10 people in our chapel for service to about 30 when the restrictions were lifted. And now back, I think it was maybe October, November, when the restrictions rolled back to the original. So now we're back to, accommodating families, about 10 in our for services. And then we're also go by the guidelines of whatever the church guidelines are. And that varies depending on the specific church. And fortunately, we have great relationships with the churches in the area here, and we know exactly what can and can't be done. The other factor too is the availability of the cemetery. And so every cemetery has a little bit different restrictions. So
Okay.
We're navigating it and we're being flexible, and that's what we talk to our team about every day, is just being flexible and resilient. So
So Joe, take a little bit more of a high level overview of what you've had to take into consideration in running this type of business with COVID-19.
COVID-19, well, first, I would say that our biggest concern was the safety, not only the families, but we had to make sure that our team was safe, and that we put the restrictions in place for sanitation and guidelines, really not only for the family's protection, but for our team. Because if we don't have a healthy team to carry out our purpose, then we're not going to be doing a good job for the family. So I think on the high level, that's the first thing that we've done. The second thing is really being in tune with what the restrictions are almost on a daily basis. That first 45 days, really, I think about the first 3 weeks, it seemed like we were changing our protocols almost daily.
Right.
And I think everyone was trying to figure it out. So we finally got to a point where we got settled in, and we were dialed in for about 30 days. And then with the stringent restrictions, the stay-at-home order, and then as things change, we change. And that's just staying on top of what's happening. So
Exactly. Now, Becky, one thing that you wanted to make sure we told our residents about is that even though you have a higher demand that you normally would have, you're still available. I mean, you're still here for everybody.
Absolutely. We still continue to serve the community at the highest level of care that we always have. There have, I think with news reports coming out over the past couple of weeks, primarily from the Los Angeles area, that, funeral homes and mortuaries were closing and not accepting, people into their care. It created a bit of a panic, and we did receive many phone calls, people concerned that we would, especially if they had a loved one who was on hospice or near death, there was a concern that what are we going to do? And so we've let the community know that we are still open. There is somebody available on call 24/7, just like we have done always with O'Connor Mortuary, and we will continue to serve the community. Joe Fitzgerald and his partners and his family have led this company to ensure that we're set up for success, and have put protocols and into place so that we are able to continue to serve the community.
Oh, that's great to hear. And Joe, how about you?
well, I would say that, although my last name is Fitzgerald, I'm married to one of the O'Connors, and my father-in-law started this business back in 1976, and he did it as he came into this community with a servant's heart, and we're here to serve the community. It's not only just the families that we will always continue to serve, but to serve the community. And this is an essential service that we're providing to the community, and we will maintain our objective and purpose to help every family we can. We will do everything within our power to, not try to turn people away. That's not our objective. We want to help people through this really unprecedented time.
One last thing I was curious about is that when you have someone that comes to you with a loved one that has passed away from COVID-19, well, I understand the restrictions are more in place. Does it change the way you actually care for the body?
I'll speak into that, Becky. No, because our staff is trained to take universal precautions with every person that we're serving. So while it's more heightened because of this time, our team here is of professionals are trained to care for each person with the highest level of dignity and respect, and within the protocols that they've been trained to.
Great. I mean, I guess I guess, coming from your perspective is totally different than what our perspectives would be, because, we're sort of the ones looking inside to try and see, what
Right.
is happening. And you hear an awful lot of things about, gosh, they're caring for bodies in the street to be able to be transferred. And, the news scares us to death and never really personifies the individual that we're talking about here. And that sounds like that's where you guys definitely can come in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it. Very nice to see you guys, and you hang in there.
Okay. Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
We appreciate the opportunity.
You're welcome. And we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back. I'm Kiana Lee. With us today is Dr. Christine Chung of 7-Day Dental. She has great news for seniors. Doctor, why don't you tell us the exciting news? Mom.
We know there are many seniors living with tooth pain. 7-Day Dental is starting a new program called Seniors First. Seniors who are 65 years or older will get initial free exams and x-rays.
That is so nice, Doctor. Call your nearest 7-Day Dental to get your 7-Day Dental smile.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Carol and Beverly, the ladies of Reform Temple of Laguna Woods. Thank you, ladies, for joining me today. How are you?
Good morning, Lisa. Pleasure to be with you.
Always good to see you, Lisa.
Well, I know you guys have some great information. And Carol, we're going to start off with you with the information about your fundraiser that's coming up.
Well, thank you, Lisa. It's always nice to be here with you. And the Reform Temple is very excited to present a wonderful program called Alan Sherman Unmasked. This is going to be on Sunday, January 24th at 4 p.m. Tickets are $18 per household. It is a live Zoom program, and it's performed by Lyndon Waddell. Now, Lyndon Waddell is an award-winning actress, comedian, singer, and producer who has created a very entertaining and informative presentation about the life of the popular song parodist Alan Sherman, who shot to stardom in the early 1960s. And by the end of the 1960s, he had fallen back down. So it's a pretty interesting backstory. Mm-hmm. Through extensive research, referenced and narrated by Lyndon, we're shown interesting imagery of eliminating Alan's Sherman's background story that will be followed by Q&A. Lyndon is also a very talented comedian and singer, and she hilariously parodies some of Sherman's most memorable musical numbers that made him an iconic genius. And these are interspersed into the to her narrative. And I'm going to share just a few things about Alan Sherman that most of us probably remember about, but might not have known this about him, and I am basically just skimming the surface. So he had 3 comedy albums, #1 comedy albums in a row. His biggest hit, Hello Mudda, Hello Fada, which is known to most of us, is a comic novelty song in which a boy describes his summer camp experiences. He guest hosted Johnny Carson's Tonight Show. He performed at Carnegie Hall and at the Hollywood Bowl, and he even wrote a Broadway musical. So I know you're not going to want to miss this most entertaining and fast-paced performance. So now I'm going to tell you about the most important things, and that's how you can get a ticket to this fabulous performance. What you need to do is to send an email to Reform Temple Laguna Woods. That's one word, Reform Temple Laguna Woods @gmail.com. And in the subject line, just type send registration link for Alan Sherman. You don't need to write anything in the body of the email, just on the title line, send registration link for Alan Sherman. And once you will then receive a link, and once you click on it, you will be taken to the Reformed Temple website, where you can sign up, you can register for a ticket, and purchase the ticket with either PayPal or your credit card. Then once you pay for the ticket, you will be sent a link confirming your registration, and then a day or so before the performance, which would probably be around the 23rd or 22nd of January, you will receive the link that you will click on, the Zoom link that will take you into the program on Sunday at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
So it's pretty simple.
How long is it? Like, how long is the performance?
It's about 55 minutes, an hour.
Okay.
And it does have Q&A as part of it.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, perfect. Well,
So
good.
it's interactive, and people will really enjoy it.
Well, that's nice. I'm glad you're able to bring your folks that. That's really a great thing. And what else do you guys have going on? You always have something.
We do. The Reformed Temple remains very active still, trying to, during this pandemic, keep everybody engaged and connected. The final of our series of 3 lectures by our Rabbi, Ben Kamen, will take place on Sunday, January 17th at 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be speaking about the holiday of Hanukkah, explaining things that are, people may not know about it, something that may be surprising. And at the end of the lecture, there's an opportunity to ask questions. It's fun, actually. We've been doing it for the other 2 Sundays that he presented this on different holidays. And everybody enjoyed seeing everybody else and reminiscing about their times in holidays. So it's a fun time too, besides being informative. And you can become a part of this, and everyone's welcome. There's no charge. The contact is for lipton56@gmail.com to receive the link, the Zoom link for this. And then our monthly book club will be meeting again on February 9th to discuss The World That We Knew by Alice Hoffman. To participate, please call Harriet Schwartz at 949-454-9211 for the Zoom link. Also, I want to remind everyone, hold the date, because Passover is coming sooner than you think. And the Reformed Temple is going to hold a virtual second night Passover Seder, March 28th. The Seder will be Zoomed, but a complete meal will be available for pickup for $25 for members and $30 for non-members. And more information on this is going to follow. Also, we continue with our successful B'nai Mitzvah and Yiddish classes. They're close to new students at this time, but we are ongoing with those programs. And our Shabbat services every Friday night at 7:30. They're open to everyone. We welcome everyone to join us. For the link to that, again, Robin is at Lipton56, Lipton 56, gmail.com for the link. And we do continue to call all of our members regularly. We contact them during the pandemic to keep connected, make sure everyone's okay in our community. So that's pretty much what we're doing. And we're focused right now on our January 24th Alan Sherman Unmasked. I've signed up for it, and I hope you will. It's going to be a great program, a fun program. I've seen her before. Full of energy, doesn't stop for a minute, lots of music, lots of fun.
That sounds great. Well, I'm really glad that you guys are able to join me today. And, like I said, you always have great information, and I'm sure we'll see you guys again shortly. So thank you both for joining me.
Lisa, thanks a lot. It's always a pleasure. We appreciate your time.
Thanks so much, Lisa.
You're welcome. And we'll be right back after this.
In a time of need, it's more important than ever to have caring professionals around you that exemplify kindness, compassion, and empathy. Alethea Home Care is a non-medical, family-owned company aiming to improve and maintain the quality of life for our clients and their families. We work hard to ensure your loved ones are safe and comfortable in a warm and familiar environment. Located right here in Laguna Woods, our services include companionship, light housekeeping, respite care, hospice support, transportation, and so much more. Spoil your loved ones with quality care and call today.
Good news from the Orange County Health Department. COVID-19 vaccine phase 1A now includes ages 65 and older. Now you are going to have to register, and there's a couple of places you need to go to. So for information, you need to go to covidvaccinefacts.com, and that'll give you all of the information. And then if you want to register, you have to go to othena.com/individuals.php. Now, if you don't have the information in front of you, just go to covidvaccinefacts.com, and then there'll be a link on there to be able to go to the othena.com registration. That is great news, so go ahead and sign up for that. Real quick, the movie's coming up tomorrow and Saturday. We have Bat Kid will be on Friday, and you can see that at 2 and 6 p.m. And then we have Wonder, which you can see on Saturday, and that'll be at 3 and 6 p.m. And looking good for the weekend. Let's take a look at our weather one last time. Our weather is looking great, and it's going to get really warm in the next few days, and I just can't wait because I like the warm weather. Although we do need some rain, so sometime we do need to have some rain. Today, 81.58, tomorrow 82.56, nicer on Saturday, 83.55, and then beautiful on Sunday, 77.55, and Monday, 74.55. So enjoy your weekend. We'll be back here again tomorrow at 9 a.m. with a Jeff Parker update and a United update as well. So tune in tomorrow. Otherwise, have a great day today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
By staying home, the community of Orange County has made a difference. But doing so shouldn't mean putting your own health at risk. Hogue wants you to know that safe, quality care is available. Don't ignore or delay the medical attention you need. From routine checkups to revolutionary treatments, Hogue is here for you, just as we have been for almost 70 years. Like no other time before, your healthcare choices matter. Get the care you need from the name you trust.
Hi, I'm April, owner of Glitterbug Gold Buyers, your gold buying specialist. We educate, guide, and protect you when selling your gold. How do you know if you're getting the highest payout? At Glitterbug, we provide education so you know you're getting the best deal. We make sure that our customers have an excellent experience, and that's why Glitterbug has a perfect 5-star reputation online. Give us a call to find out about our mobile service, or just stop by our office. No appointment necessary. We look forward to meeting you.